A few tactical things that you can do right now and that you can help your clients and your customers and your organizations do right now. The first thing is connect benefits to the business. If this is something that has not been done before, now is the opportunity. Most companies are very, very shy about articulating their benefit strategy, and I don't know why. You know, in a lot of organizations, benefits make up 20%, if not more, of total compensation. So it's 20% of compensation spend that is usually not communicated as a link to the business. So if you have not connected benefits to the business and talked about why you offer benefits as part of a business strategy, now is the opportunity to do that. That can be a message from the CEO. It can be a news article on the intranet. It can be a blog post. There's so many ways to communicate that information, but make that connection. The reason that we as an organization offer benefits is this, and here's why we invest in the programs that we do. That's something that can really improve the value benefits communication this year. However, when doing that, be sure to focus on the employee's needs. What we love to do with benefits communication and with healthcare communication is say, poor behaviors and poor lifestyle choices are costing the country $70 billion a year. Or, we could save $100 billion if we did this. Or our company spends $50 million on healthcare. As soon as you add an illion on the end of a sentence, million, billion, zillion, people completely zone out. That doesn't connect to them. They don't know how it relates to them personally, and you've lost them. And there's plenty of that going on the news. Let CNN talk about the billions of dollars spent on healthcare and how it can be better allocated. What we need to do with employee communication is keep it about the employee's personal needs. So when we talk about healthcare spend, say $10,000 per employee, or $10,000 per employee and X thousand dollars per dependent. When we talk about the overall cost of the company or how healthcare costs are increasing, break it down to what that actually means for people's paychecks and what it means for their out-of-pocket costs. Really keep it focused on how they as individuals use the programs. And definitely do not ever tell anyone that they need to be healthier because it will make the company healthier. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I see that in communication. We have wellness programs because if we all are healthier, it's going to be better for the company. I'm not going to go to the gym or quit eating bacon because it's better for the company. I'm only going to do that. I'm a vegetarian, actually. I'm only going to do that because it's good for me or because it's good for my kids or good for my family. And that's the way we need to frame benefits information. It's not about the company. So be sure to have that balance between connecting the spend of the company to the philosophy of the organization, but then keeping the costs and the framing in ways that people can relate to. No matter what's going on externally within the organizations, all people really care about during open enrollment is what's changing and how much is it going to cost me. So if you can't answer those two questions in about 5 bullet points, then you're either making too many changes or you're just not simplifying the information enough. Even organizations where we have changed every benefit program out there, changed to a new administrator, introduced disease management programs, anything you can think of, we can still capture the high level in just a few bullet points or a few sentences. That is critical to keep people from being overwhelmed and keep them engaged in all of the details that you want them to be able to digest later. Another opportunity for enrollment that you guys can do this afternoon is to promote missed or underutilized benefits. So we know these off the top of our heads. EAP program, no one uses it enough. Flexible spending accounts, no one uses them. 401k plans, really underutilized at a lot of organizations. There's all sorts of referral programs and work-life benefits and all this stuff that our clients and organizations are spending money on that people don't use. So right now, you could take the top 5 or 10 of those, list them out, get them on a page, and promote them during open enrollment. And promote them as a loss to employees. These are things that you're missing out on. These are really high, these are really valuable programs, but you're missing out. You're leaving money on the table by not participating in these plans. There's a lot of really interesting work going on right now with behavioral economics in healthcare and taking some of what we've learned with people's 401k behaviors and transitioning that to the healthcare world. And a lot of that work talks about the framing of messages. And even though we want benefits to be kind of a fuzzy, touchy-feely message, a lot of times it's the negative messages that get the better response, and it's the loss messages. So, you're missing out, not these are really valuable. So think about ways to capture people's attention and then give them really, really valuable pieces of information to use. On Intuit's website, one of the PDFs downloads that we've had up there since the site launched is titled 10 Often Missed Intuit Benefits, and it has, for 3 years, it's been the top download right after the health plan comparison chart. So it's been something that, the whole time it's been up there, people have been using. And when they download that piece of paper, it has about 10 programs listed with a problem that they solve and then a way to use it. So really getting people information the way they want to receive it. And then, of course, start using social media. You guys can start benefit blogs tomorrow. You can start using Twitter tomorrow. I have tons of articles about how to use Twitter for benefits communication. Call me. I'm happy to walk you through it. Happy to give your clients sample tweets. It's really, really fun. And it's very, very current. All of our clients that have been using blogs and Twitter, they've all told me, I had no idea that this was going to be fun. Even our client who is doing a blog where they're getting a lot of really detailed questions and a lot of questions about the changes, she's saying, this is really fun. We've never had a chance to respond to employees in such real time before. So you guys can start that tomorrow. It's fun, it's easy. I have tons of resources for you to be able to do it. How do you communicate changes or cutbacks? We know that this is happening this fall. Just yesterday, I got an email with Watson Wyatt's 6 benefit trends for this open enrollment season. Higher out-of-pocket costs, greater use of incentives to stay healthy, consumer-directed health plans, consolidating health plan offerings, changes to prescription drug benefits, and then closer eye on spousal and dependent coverage. Pretty much every single one of those is an potential takeaway for employees. They're emotional topics, like what you're going to charge me more for my spouse now. Like, why are you doing that? Or you're going to take my college-age kid off the plan, even though he's been on it for the last 4 years. All of these are emotional things. It's tough to communicate benefits cutbacks without people getting upset. So you just have to be as open and transparent as possible. Communicate the information as early as you can. Don't wait until just like a couple weeks before open enrollment. Be transparent. Do not try to put spin on it. I think one of the best things that social media has done is that I think social media will eventually completely eradicate corporate speak. It will completely get us out of the faceless organization that is communicating information. So don't try to put a spin on it. Just be open and honest with employees. Get your leaders involved. If you're making huge changes to your benefits programs, your CEO should be talking about it. And a lot of times the leaders of an organization want to say, oh, no, I'm going to pass that off to HR to do that. Do not let them do that. Big benefits changes should be communicated from the CEO. And then, of course, give managers talking points and Q&As. One of the really tough things within organizations is when a big change is announced to everyone at once. If managers and leaders don't get some sort of heads up, they're not going to be able to help reinforce the message. And then, be responsive when people have questions and be very empathetic to everything that's going on right now. There's a lot of stress and anxiety just about the economy overall. And you don't want to not be sympathetic to your employees and their needs. And then finally, don't be scared of social media. To your question, you'll get feedback from employees if you go into social media. If you post things on a blog, you start a user forum, you'll get feedback. But that's the point. That's a good thing. You want to be hearing from your employees, and you want to be able to respond to that. So that's a great thing to be able to be responsive when you're communicating changes and cutbacks as well.